Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Oh, my body feels great. Rick Campbell takes care of us during practice, and it's really he treats us like professionals. It's on us to make sure that we are getting any conditioning in that we need. And the way we practice, we condition in practice. The way we run our routes, the way the defense plays, we're all flying around. So it's been great. 32 years old, but I still feel like I'm in my early 20s. Sometimes.
Wish I could say the same. Hey, what did your off season consist of, Bryan?
Man, it was a busy off season for me this year. Usually it's just working out and spending time with my wife, but this off season I decided to go back to school. So I've been taking courses in business management, and then the best part of the off season was my wife and I became foster parents back in February. So we have a 1-year-old foster boy, foster child at home. He's a little boy, and that's been great. It's been the best few months of our lives. So it's been a great time.
Well, congratulations on that, Bryan. And also,
thank you.
Part of the off season were some labor issues. Were you understanding of the difficulties the CFLPA and the CFL had in coming up with a new collective bargaining agreement?
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were going to get to the point we did at the beginning of camp, just because that's the way the CBA is set up. It expires right before camp starts, and it's kind of how it's been in the past. This year, we went to strike for the first time in a long time, and that was just a weird few days, being in camp but not being able to practice, and so that was difficult. I wasn't really worried about it too much leading up to camp. I figured things would get done in time. They didn't, and we missed a few days of camp, but luckily it got taken care of, and I think they put something in the CBA that has it expire a month before camp opens now, so hopefully we won't run into this issue again.
Hey, Bryan, a new owner, and with the new owner comes new thoughts, a new feel, new energy. Do you feel it with the new owner here with the BC Lions?
Definitely. I think Amar's been awesome since day one. You could tell that he's really invested in this organization in the long term, and he's been doing things to really put BC back on the map where it belongs. And I'm really excited for people to see kind of what's been going on, and just really excited for this season to get started. I know there's some pregame concerts and there's some promos coming out soon, so I'm really excited to see kind of the off the field stuff, but also put together a great team. And even though we've missed a few days of camp, you can really see it. I think this team is something special. The defensive side of the ball, I mean, it's been tough. It's been tough for the offense because, this is the best secondary I've ever faced. But with that said, the offense has still been making a lot of plays. And this is, arguably the best receiver group I've been a part of, which says a lot. But, I'm really excited about everything, off the field, on the field. And, hopefully when it comes to us doing our part, we can go out there and win some football games for the fans and help put BC back on the map where it belongs.
Bryan, new quarterback as well, Nathan Rourke, a Canadian out of Victoria. What can you tell us about him?
Man, Nathan he's different. Not a lot of guys come in 23 years old, working harder than all the vets. I mean, the guy from day one last season, he approaches the game. He prepares every day as if he's the starter. And there's no complaining. There's no, none of that. He's just here to work. And you saw that progress through last season. And then the last game of the season, he was able to get in and get a full game under his belt. And, he had a lot of success, and that hard work carried in through the offseason, and you've seen it this camp. I mean, he's been hitting what he needs to hit. He's been reading the defense great, and he's definitely hard on himself when it comes to little mistakes, and that's just I feel like that's where the vets come in, and as a receiving core, we lift them up, and we understand mistakes are going to happen. But man, we've been having a great camp so far, and with Nathan at the helm and kind of controlling the offense, being the leader in the huddle, this team can go really far.
Hey, Bryan, I don't know if you've seen any of the games on television, but just I want to get your opinion of the competition for talent that the CFL has right now from the new USFL and the XFL.
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of the USFL. To be completely honest with you, I believe the CFL has the best talent, second only to the NFL. Guys, there's a lot of guys that come up every year, NFL guys that have been drafted, and they think it's going to be easy. And day one, you can see it on their face. It's not as easy as you think. There's a lot of great players up here, players that are capable of playing in the NFL, but for whatever reason, they didn't make it. So here they are. I'm one of those guys. But across the board, I believe the talent in the CFL is second only to the NFL. And that's not to say there's not great talent in the USFL, but just overall, the CFL is the second best football league in the world. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, and I think anybody who disagrees with you, if you watch the games, the USFL games, and this is not knocking anybody, but if you watch the games on television, I don't think it's close. I'm not a football expert, but I know what I see, and the crowds aren't great, and the CFL just keeps plugging away. Hey, Bryan, I feel confident in asking you this because of your Twitter account, but you've been outspoken on Twitter regarding gun violence and the mass shooting in Texas down in the States. How do things change?
It's a great question, but I think it starts with people understanding that gun control isn't about trying to take your rights away. It's not about trying to strip you of your guns and your right to bear arms, but we have to look at it from a sense that people are dying. Kids shouldn't be afraid to go to school. Parents shouldn't be afraid to send their kids to school. School should be the safest place for them outside of the home. That's not something people should have to worry about. And I don't believe assault rifles are necessary. If you want to hunt, if you're a hunter, that's fine. I don't think you need an assault rifle to go hunt. Extended magazines, things like that, high capacity magazines is just unnecessary. And I think we need to make it harder for people to get guns, especially young people. The past two shootings, this school shooting in Texas and the shooting in Buffalo, they're 18 years old. I don't think it should be that easy for an 18-year-old to get an assault weapon like that. So, but it starts with the people that we vote into power. The congressman, my wife and I both, sent emails to our congressman in Oklahoma, just, basically begging for them to do something. But it's difficult. There's a lot of people who continue to say, oh, it's, guns aren't the problem. But, if that's all they have to offer, then what is the problem? We need to start, instead of trying to shift blame, just let's just focus on stopping this issue. So I think people just need to kind of get over the fact that it might be a little tougher for you to go buy a gun and it's not the end of the world for you. But because guns are so easy to buy, unfortunately, lives have ended. So
time for something different.
Yeah.
We'll end on that note, Bryan. Congrats on the family news, and I know that
Thank
issue
you.
probably means extra to you because you're a new father. But again, congrats on that. Good luck with this season. Sure appreciate you joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You bet.